Alright, so in this problem, I have 1 over a to the power of x plus a to the power of x plus a to the power of x plus a to the power of x is equal to 64. So I obviously want to find the value of x here. So for my solution, I'm going to first start by rewriting my equation over here. So I have 1 over a to the power of x plus a to the power of x plus a to the power of x plus a to the power of x is equal to 64. Now from here, notice how I have 4 of the same terms for my denominator, meaning I can just factor out that one term. So I get 1 over a to the power of x times, well, a to the power of x divided by a to the power of x is 1, so I get 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 64. And now 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4, so I get 1 over a to the power of x times 4 is equal to 64. Now from here, I'm going to rewrite all these terms in the power of 2. So 4 here is equal to 2 squared. 8 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 3. So I have 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x. And finally, 64 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 6. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x over here, that's going to equal 2 to the power of 3 times x, which is simply 2 to the power of 3x. And I have this times 2 squared is equal to 2 to the power of 6. Now I can multiply both sides by 2 to the power of 3x times 2 squared. So and these two cancel out, or sorry, these 4 terms cancel out, and I'm left with 2 to the power of 6 times 2 to the power of 3x times 2 squared is equal to 1. And because all these powers have the same base, well, if I have something in the form a to the power of m times a to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m plus n. So let's first start off with 2 to the power of 6 times 2 to the power of 3x. That's going to equal 2 to the power of 6 plus 3x, and now I have this times 2 squared, which is equal to 2 to the power of 6 plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 1. Now 6 plus 2 is 8, so I get 2 to the power of 8 plus 3x is equal to 1, and I can write this as 2 to the power of 3x plus 8 is equal to 1. And now 2 to the power of what number is equal to 1? 2 to the power of 0, right? So I can write this as 2 to the power of 3x plus 8 is equal to 2 to the power of 0. And now solving this is pretty simple. If I have something in the form a to the power of m is equal to a to the power of n, this means that m is equal to n. So in this case, 3x plus 8 is equal to 0. And now we have a simple equation. All I have to do is subtract 8 on both sides, so I get 3x is equal to negative 8. And now if I divide both sides by 3, I get x is equal to negative 8 over 3. So now, to check, my original equation was 1 over a to the power of x plus a to the power of x plus a to the power of x plus a to the power of x is equal to 64. Now we know that x is equal to negative 8 over 3. So I'm going to plug in negative 8 over 3 in place of all my x's here. So what is 8 to the power of negative 8 over 3? Well, 8 to the power of negative 8 over 3 is the same thing as 1 over 8 to the power of 8 over 3. And 8 to the power of 8 over 3 is the same thing as the cube root of 8 to the power of 8. So we have, well, 8 to the power of 8, 8 to the power of 8 over 3, I can rewrite 8 as 2 to the power of 3. So now I have 2 to the power of 3 to the power of 8 over 3, and these two 3's cancel out, so I get 1 over 2 to the power of 8, which is equal to 1 over 256. So now I get 1 over 256 times 4, which is equal to 1 over 4 over 256. And this is equal to 1 over 64, which is simply equal to 64. Meaning 64 is equal to 64, and our solution is right. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be solving the equation 6 to the power of x is equal to 60. So to solve this, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to be taking the log on both sides. So I get log of 6 to the power of x is equal to log 60. Now, if I have something in the form log of a to the power of b, I can move this exponent b to the front. This is going to equal b times log a. In this case, I have log 6 to the power of x, and I can move x to the front. So I get x times log 6 is equal to log 60. Now from here, I'm going to divide both sides by log 6. So then these two cancel out, and I get x is equal to log 60 over log 6. So now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite log 60 as log of 6 times 10. And if I have something in the form log of a times b, this is equal to log a plus log b. So log 6 times 10 is going to equal log 6 plus log 10. And I have all of this over log 6. Now, from here, if I have something in the form a plus b over c, this is equal to a over c plus b over c. So log 6 plus log 10 over log 6, I can write this as log 6 over log 6 plus log 10 over log 6. Now, log 6 and log 6 cancel out, so I get x is equal to 1 plus log 10 is also equal to 1. So I have this over log 6. And if you guys already didn't know, log 6 is equal to log 3 times 2, which is equal to log 3 plus log 2, which is equal to 0.7781. So if I plug this in for log 6, I am left with x equals 2.2852.